gonna be brilliant. So this one is called The Solicitor. Any of you familiar with Bram Stoker's Dracula will be aware of that one scene in which three crazy women pop out and try to eat the solicitor, Jonathan Harker. They are quickly chastised because apparently Dracula really needs business advice, and so Harker is allowed to live until he's no longer useful in securing a property investment. I always thought it'd be kind of fun if those women had names and a story, so here we are. We wrote something that would hopefully be a little bit silly and a lot of fun, and then it kind of drifts in a different direction towards the end. So without further ado, this is The Solicitor, Unnecessary Companion Letters for chapters 2 through 4 of a perfectly splendid epistolary novel by Bram Stoker by Jamie Flanagan. Letter, second bride to Count, 6th May.
Dearest husband, noble voivode, Solomonare, singer of the song Sanguine, author of The Heretical Rite, and Count Dominus, we write to inquire about the guests currently under our roof and your employ. A question of growing import between we three adored may only be satisfied by your wisdom, judgment, and prudence. Regarding your solicitor, Mr. Jonathan Harker, may we eat him? With dutiful love and eternal adoration, second on behalf of all.
Letter, Count to Brides, 7th May.
My dearest bride, Mr. Harker and I are currently engaged in a variety of business matters related to his talents as a solicitor and his informal role as English tutor. With regrets deeper than I can express, we must practice restraint. Yours forever and dead, E.
Letter, second bride to Count, 8th May.
Dearest husband, dread warrior, impaler of armies, master of profane arts, bane of gods. Please? With love, second on behalf of all.
Letter, Count to Brides, 9th May.
My dear brides, unfortunately, I must again deny your request, though it pains me greatly. With kisses for you all, V.
Letter, second bride to Count, 10th May.
Dearest husband, night flyer, blood drinker, animal of battlefield and bed, dread sovereign who needs no instruction from solicitors, count of accounts, proficient speaker of the English language, and knowledgeable journeyman of European customs, we respectfully disagree. With awe and deference, second on behalf of all.
Letter, Count to Brides, 11th May.
My brides, I see what you are doing, and the answer is no.
Unsigned. Letter, second bride to Count, 13th May.
To he whom we would shield from the stigma of hypocrisy, the assertion of the solicitor's necessity ignores years of precedent. We would direct your attention to 3 winters past, during which the stonework in the kitchen required a mason for the mending, a necessary craftsman who you, in your divine judgment, chose to exsanguinate. Left with no recourse but to proceed with the repair on our own selves, we may do, though not without suffering. Third had mortar in her hair for days, which required excision by scissors. It has not grown back yet, and she, as a result, remains silly in appearance. Surely you can manage the purchase of a new home abroad and book passage on a boat with counsel. Third could do that, and she's illiterate. Sincerely, second on behalf of all. P.S. I am not illiterate.
Letter, Count to Brides, 14th May.
Brides, the solicitor is not to be touched. I forbid it. And that's the end of it. Definitively, V.
Letter, Count to Brides, 16th May.
Brides, concerning our altercation yesterday evening, during which you, in defiance of my dread command, did touch, accost, and sample our guest, I wish to continue our dialogue in the interest of restoring household harmony, okay? I would address these matters in person, would you but relent and open the chamber door. To begin, a reminder. I am the paterfamilias, the alpha and omega. My word is sacrosanct. Further, I request that you stop scratching at the lid of my coffin when I endeavor to rest. You'll deny having done so, but I, as one who's grappled with the Judeo-Christian God, no passive aggression when I see it. Lastly, and this is difficult for me, I apologize if your feelings were hurt by my response to your indiscretions. I am aware of how sensitive you three can be. With love, as you well know, V. P.S. I was remiss in not addressing the tragedy of Third's hair. Post-Masonry incident. She does appear a raggle-taggle gypsum. Regrettable, truly.
Letter, second bride to Count, 26th June.
To he who is not sorry, but shall be. Forgive the tardiness of this reply. Following your last missive, a lengthy discussion ensued around the topic of where to begin. We've since reached our consensus. In the first matter of business, we remind you that you wouldn't know sorry if it stood behold you holding up a sharp wooden stick. Furthermore, your apology should include the interruption of our snack, as well as your choice to chastise us in front of the help. When the time comes to do the necessary bloodletting, the three of us will scarcely be able to look Mr. Harker in the eye. In regard to your salacious accusation, we suspect the guilty party of your coffin-scratching conspiracy may or may not be the horde of rats that moved in through the aforementioned brick in the kitchen. A matter we'd be eager to revisit again with your keen interest in sleuthing out our fault. Back to the Harker at hand. We find your protestations lacking. Likewise, your appeals to past acts of love. I, for one, still haven't forgiven you for the murder of my first husband. And third, even mourn Sir William Pompadour, who you refused the dark kiss of life. She misses him every day. Every day. As to your artful summary of Third's appearance, that begs a question long overdue. Is she, in fact, of the Zizgani? We'll thank you not to refer to the Roma as gypsies in your reply. Third also asks that while we're counted as opposed to Third also asks why we're counted as opposed to named. Surely we came with a label or two. Signed, the angry woman who shall remain nameless.
Letter, Count to Brides, 27th June.
To the harpies barricaded in the bedchamber. Of course, I don't know your names. I'm now Latino. I spirited you away to a world of eternal darkness and untold pleasures of flesh. Forgive me if I fail to ask prior to the slaughter of your respective families. By the way, is her name Joan? She looks like a Joan. The idea of naming you seemed rude, given that you doubtless had names already. In truth, I have been waiting for each of you to tell me. When I was bequeathed the dark gift, amnesia was not an associated malady. Frankly, I am astonished that none of you remember. As you must know, yes, 2 of you are Roma. 1 of you is high society English. I'll let the 3 of you, the 2 with dark skin and aquiline noses, and the pale one with voluminous blonde hair, grapple with the mystery in Salarno. As for the fate of Sir William Pompadour, the notion of an immortal feline seemed wrong. They're unsettling enough as it is. Good day, V.
Letter, first bride to Vlad, 28th of June.
Vlad, you'll forgive me for using your name, a rare thing I know, as rare as a word or letter from me, your first bride after death, though not before. I take this opportunity while the girls are at play to write In doing so, I break 4 years of silence. It is my hope that by doing so, I ensure this message will be received with the care it deserves. We're estranged, you and I. Distant, quiet, and unhappy. More than anything, I think the girls were born of that. For all their years, they're still young. Fast to mood, anger, flights of fancy, sharp of tongue, insatiable of heart. I remember what that was like. I remember life, and the whole that remained when you took it from me. I raise this subject not to inflame old arguments. We've fought these battles and borne each other's curses. Distance, like pain, is a teacher. And if I've learned anything, it's that we are and should remain entwined, though our bond is rooted in sickness. To the point, I write you regarding the same cause as the girls, the solicitor, though not for the same purpose. I see the peasants come and go, Vlad. I see them as they prepare for a voyage. I see the box filled with earth in which you intend to travel. I see the man, Harker, that you despise and emulate in equal measure for his life, his love, his Mina. What you are about to read may be difficult to accept. Know that I write in mercy, not malice. You cannot squeeze yourself into the confines of Mr. Harker's life, nor usurp his place within his lady's heart. Whoever Mina is, she will not replace her that you have lost, as I could not. No more than the girls could fill my emptiness, though you gifted them to me in such an effort. We're odd shapes, plucked from time, and will not fit the recesses you've carved, though you bring your weight to bear. Kill the solicitor. Snuff out hope. Do not sail for unknown shores. For the sake of the patchwork family you've crudely stitched, for the sake of those you'd uproot to add to our number, for your own sake. You'll find no change in the voyage, save for the skies above. You seek to trade an old castle for a new manor, but this place ceased to be a castle many years ago. Now and ever, it is your barrow. And as you stand in it now, in pain, bitterness, jealousy, and melancholy, know this: you will never leave this barrow. May you walk from it to the wood, to the wide world beyond. You will never leave this barrow. Though you travel to a far-off hillside, or above mountains to a high tower, you will never leave this barrow. For the wood is the world, is the hillside, is the tower, is the castle, is the barrow, and all of these are one in you. Stay, for the false hope you spare yourself. You never loved, never love, and will never. Stay to bear our disdain, which, though bitter, bears virtue in honesty. Know that if you sail for England, these will be the last words from me. Should you spread our disease, the last thread of our discourse will be cut. And when you return in failure, and you will fail, I will be motionless. I will be motionless as a statue. I will forego the illusions of life you've insisted upon, be they large as dancing, or small as breath or blink, be they soft as joy, or sharp as anger. I will be the husk you made me, sans artifice, a reminder of the legacy you forged. The girls, at want of me, will drift until they too recognize their tedious performances. At present, they don't realize they're pretending. Would you rob them of that innocence? You ask our names. The girls don't remember. Chalk it up to the trauma of rebirth. Mine, I've kept and never lost. You fancy yourself a monster, but I knew others before you, cloaked in wealth and privilege. You fancy yourself a soldier, but when you stole me, my skin was thick battle scars. Why have I kept my name from you? Because names are honest things, held by the wise, gifted by the foolish, or sacrificed to underline a point. May my sacrifice have meaning. May it echo in your mind. Stay. What remains? Avalon.
Letter. Vlad to first bride, unsigned, unsealed, unsent.
Adeline, for decades I dreamt your name, only to lose it upon waking. To receive it now in scorn.
A weathered journal, kept in shorthand, found in the wreckage of the Demeter, 30th June morning.
Today I sail for England. Voivode Vlad the Third Dracula